National Federation of Junior Philippine Institute of Accountants, National Capital Region, in partnership with Philippine Institute of Certified Public Accountants, Northern, Eastern, and Southern Metro Manila Chapter, as hosted by JPA Rizal Technological University Pasig, Manila Business College JPA, and JPA Pasig Catholic College. Presenting to you this podcast that will showcase the different career paths and company promotions. Be inspired with the success stories of certified public accountants nationwide. Hop in and get ready to explore the first ever podcast of NFJPIA NCR, now on its third year. Catch it on Facebook, YouTube, and Spotify. Balitaktakan with the Accountants, Year 3.
Welcome back, Ka-BWTA-ans! This is the second episode of Season 1 of the NFJPIA NCR's Balitaktakan with the Accountants Year 3.
Alright, hello, marhay na adlaw everyone. Kumusta kayo dyan? Hoping that you are doing well. Sa ating mga kabwataan or listeners dyan, patuloy nyo kaming subaybayan sa NCR Balitaktakan with Accountants Year 3. And of course, don't forget to tune in as this episode is available on NCR's different social media platforms such as Facebook, YouTube, and Spotify. And of course, just start at NFJPIA NCR.
Alright, of course, guys, for those who don't know of what 𝐷WTA is, this year's 𝐷WTA is a 2-season podcast open to all JPNs as well as non-JPNs nationwide that highlights the career path and success stories of various CPAs all over the country.
Yes, Biang. Also, this podcast is composed of a series of episodes that will provide us with some tips and advice towards our journey of becoming successful in our chosen profession.
Alright, in addition, another trivia in regards to 𝐷WTA, it started its first year during the Pasig High Federation 2020-2021. It is also pioneered by Ms. Joyce Cristobal, the previous Regional Council President for the 𝐁𝐀𝐋𝐈𝐓𝐀 Federation. And guys, I guess everyone or our Ka-BWTA-ans is now ready to learn and be inspired by the career path shared by our guest speaker for today's Balitaktakan.
And yes, before anything else, I would like you to inform that this podcast is in partnership with Philippine Institute of Accountants of Northern, Eastern, and Southern Metro Manila Chapter.
Alright, and this podcast will not be possible without our year-long sponsors. KPMG, RJ Manabat and Company, Punong Bayan and Araulo Grand Thornton, Sisek Gores and Velayo Company, Insights Financial Review Services Incorporated, Rio CPA Review, Real Excellence, Pinnacle CPA Review School.
Alright, thank you for our year sponsors. We would also like to acknowledge our dearest host schools, JPA Rizal Technological University Pasig, Manila Business College JPA, and of course JPA Pasig Catholic College.
Alright, of course, you guys can also watch our episodes in our social media platforms, our Facebook page, that's NFJPIA NCR, together with our YouTube account and Spotify account, as well as its NFJPIA NCR.
And of course, to our listeners out there, you may use our official hashtags and make a trend. Hashtag NFJPIA NCR 2223, hashtag Pahamaya, and hashtag 𝐷WTA Year 3. And I hope everyone are ready now for our Balitaktakan.
Ayan! Halina't makinig sa pinakamainit na Balitaktakan with our guest speaker. But before that, partner, since we're talking about career path, and I guess isang taon na Laris, no, gagraduate ka na. And there are different fields in accounting practice or industry. So like government, private, auditing, or taxation. Ano nga bang plans mo after college, Aris?
Well, for me naman, partner, no, since gusto ko nga magkaroon ng career growth and experience, I would say na gusto ko mag-public practice sa auditing firm. And of course, siguro if opportunity comes, I would definitely grab it, especially if it's prestigious at one of the big four accounting firms. What about you, Biang?
All right. Actually, I would like also to work an accounting firm. Pero siguro after college, Aris, no? Since working student nga ako ngayon, balak ko munang magpahinga ng ilang buwan, Aris. Then after that rest, I'm going to enroll in a review center here in Manila and prepare for the CPA.
Ayan, siguro para sa akin partner, no, since gusto ko nga kumita agad at makapag-ipon, so of course I'm gonna seek now for a job and at the same time magre-review for the CPA.
Ayan, yes, Aris, no. I'm hoping that someday yung ating mga listeners out there na magti-take ng CPA or hindi lang yung CPA, kahit anong board exam na iti-take ng ating Ka-BWTA-ans. And to you, Aris, guys, #laban lang. And we're rooting for you guys. And ang dami nga nating natututunan sa first episode, which is magkaroon tayo ng idea about sa working environment. And I hope we'll also be inspired by our guest speaker later. And ayan, Aris, are you excited na ba?
Actually, Biang, I'm so excited now to begin with our Balitaktakan with Accountants. And as you can see, no, ang dami nga nating sponsor with this event.
True ka dyan, Aris. And we are also thankful sa ating active na host school na patuloy na sumusuporta sa atin.
By the way, medyo mainit yung panahon ngayon, partner, kaya wag na nating patagalin pa.
Alright, thank you so much for that, Aris. And I believe, partner, no, that alongside with our topic na nag-usapan kanina, I'm sure very excited at inaabangan talaga ng ating Ka-BWTA-ans, ang ating second episode. And with that, don't worry guys, since we have a lot of things na inihanda para sa inyo. So stay tuned and hop in sa as we ride in this bus.
True ka dyan, Biang, and without further ado, allow me to introduce myself. Annyeonghaseyo everyone, I am Aris Sanchez, your brilliant cutie podcaster from NCR and naniniwala sa katagang kung ang accountant ay para sa engineer, pues ako ay para sa iyo.
Ayan, muli! Isang mapagpala at maligayang araw sa ating lahat. Ako naman si Vivian De Costa, your energetic talakerang podcaster from Manila Business College. And I believe that alin mo ang isang accountant dahil handa silang magsakripisyo, mabalance ka lang.
And we are so much honored to be your amazing podcasters for this second episode of Season 1 of Balitaktakan with Accountants Year 3.
Alright, presenting to you the first season of the 𝐷WTA Year 3 entitled Karin Natin, Gaining Professional Expertise Towards Greater Heights.
Alright, Ka-BWTA-ans, ready na ba kayo? Tara na't kumari kasama ang ating guest speaker for today's Balitaktakan.
She is currently the Oracle NetSuite Philippines ERP Project Manager, a certified public accountant, a former president of the PA Eastern Metro Manila chapter and board of directors since 2016 that gave her a commendable performance as the outstanding chapter president and a young achiever in commerce and industry that is awarded during the 77 PICPA Annual National Convention. Let's give it up for Miss Ivy Marie Zafe Postrano. A pleasant day, Miss Ivy.
Hi, a pleasant day as well, Bianca and Aries, and everyone who's watching.
Ayan, hello Miss Ivy, kumusta po kayo?
Mabuti at masaya.
By the way, good evening po. Again, I am Aris Sanchez and nice meeting you po. And I hope you enjoyed this episode. And thank you so much for coming despite of your hectic schedule. Nandito ka at makakasama namin.
Ayan, good evening again, Miss Ivy. It's an honor po na andito kayo at makatalk namin tonight.
Ayan, thank you so much, Miss Ivy. So, for our first questions po, no, can you give us a short introduction of yourself and your job right now?
I'm Ivy Zafe Postrano. I'm currently working as ERP project manager. So as you know, ERP is enterprise resource planning. It refers to a type of software that organizations use to manage day-to-day business activities such as accounting, procurement, supply chain, and the like. I am a certified public accountant and acquired my bachelor's degree at Polytechnic University of the Philippines, Manila. So shout out to the PUP-ans out there. And I am a member of good standing of Philippine Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the past president of PICPA Eastern Metro Manila Chapter.
Ayan, sorry po for the interruption, Miss Ivy. And ayun po, sobrang siguro lahat tayo dito, pangarap maging CPA katulad ni Miss Ivy. And we're looking forward na maka-work po kayo soon, Miss Ivy.
I'm also excited to see you at the profession, at the corporate world.
Ayan, thank you so much, Miss Ivy. Again, for our next questions po, what company are you in right now and how did you find out about it?
Yeah, and as mentioned, I'm currently working at Oracle NetSuite Philippines. So I got to know it because there was a colleague of mine who worked at NetSuite and talked about it with me, and he's also a certified public accountant. So I'm really curious. Wow, this person is a CPA, but he's in a company who's under the information technology industry. And aside from being CPA, he's very skillful in IT at the same time. So I got that information regarding project management opportunity in Oracle NetSuite. So I got interested about it based on this friend of mine.
Alright, ayan po. And dahil dun sa, Miss Ivy, dahil sa kung saan field ng work niyo po ngayon, mas napadali po yung trabaho ng ating mga sa auditing firm or ibang field po ng business dahil po sa information and technology po.
Yes, the goal, it is for a tool naman to help us professionals na maging efficient and effective in our way of doing things.
Ayan, thank you so much, Miss Ivy, no? And well, actually, aside na gusto kong mag-work sa auditing firm, no? I want also to be part sa Oracle NetSuite Philippines, and talaga namang they provide or maintain the high standards and accountancy profession. And of course, they help business improve the productivity and efficiency using the ERP system or cloud business software. And I'm also hoping na makatrabaho ko din si Miss Ivy someday.
I'm excited too.
Ayan, and I guess let's proceed to our next question to you, Miss Ivy. Can you give the best reason why you have chosen to apply in your current company, and what are the benefits that you considered as priceless?
So I have chosen to apply in Oracle NetSuite because it aligns to my decision to enter the innovation trend in the accounting profession. So that includes also the automation and of course the technology. So prior to this, I'm actually an accounting head, and I recognize how important the tools that is being offered by technology. So work nating mga accountants, especially that there are 4 sectors, as you know: public practice, so dun under yung mga audits, and then the government, the education, and the commerce and the industry where I am at today. So I would like to stay relevant to the profession. Therefore, I recognize that there is a big room for learning and growth if I apply on this company.
Ayan, thank you so much, Miss Ivy, for that informative statements. And I hope sa ating mga listeners, Ka-BWTA-ans, JPAns or non-JPAns, you'll learn a lot.
Alright, so ayan nga, it's important nga, Miss Ivy, na to follow our passion, kasi pag gusto natin yung ginagawa natin, para mas nag-excel tayo sa bagay na yon. And hindi lang siya applicable sa ating JPAns, also sa mga non-JPAns na nakikinig sa podcast natin tonight.
Ayan, for our next question, Miss Ivy, are you ready?
Yes.
All right, so for our next question, what made you decide to pursue the industry that you're working in line with your degree program, considering that there's a lot of opportunities outside your degree program?
So, as I got an exposure, particularly in PICPAD, the network of the CPAs, when I attended the webinars and seminars and being exposed to my colleagues in different sectors, public, government, education, and commerce and industry, I recognized that there is a transformation brought about by technology and across all the sectors. And that made me decide to pursue this industry because even though there's a lot of opportunities outside my degree program, it's very obvious in my eyes and my observation that technology really has a big impact on the future of the accountancy profession. And I would like to acquire the skills today in the present time for whatever the changes or transformation that it may require in the future.
All right, thank you so much, Miss Ivy, for answering our questions. Actually, in terms of accountancy talaga, no, is the best choice na sa isang business or company. And of course, sa ating mga listeners dyan, laban lang. Eka nga, nothing is impossible.
Ayun nga, Miss Ivy. May question ako, parang follow-up question from the previous one, no? Ano yung naging impact ng ng technology niyo po and sa profession niyo po, Miss Ivy?
Okay, so a lot of recurring works, yung mga works na paulit-ulit, because there was a trend already. So the developers or the IT people already recognize how to automate it or map that into the system. And so that actually helps us, our professionals, to be efficient and effectively analyze and create and be productive in our work, particularly if yung pag-generate mo ng data sometimes if you'll do it manually, like if a lot of transactions or volumes, it will take you time, a lot of time. But if you have this, if you apply technology or you've got ERP software in your company, all the accountants, it will help the accountant generate reports in a smaller number of time or in mas maaga, earlier than expected. At the same time, they still have time to analyze the information and the reports to help the decision makers or to come up with the recommendations to the decision makers of what to do or what is the best approach in resolving, let's say, a financial problem or in resolving a concern related to finance or anything or like that.
Ayan, thank you so much for that, Miss Ivy. And talaga nga naman totoo na yung ating technology is mas nakakapagpabilis sa pag-work natin this time, lalo na ngayon na sobrang daming transactions na nangyayari sa isang business. And dahil sa technology, ayun, mas napadali yung mga gawain ng ating accountants.
That is right.
Ayan, Miss Ivy, for our next questions, what made you stay in your current company?
Mm-hmm. So what made me stay first is the relevance of its products and services to the world right now. So as you know, Oracle NetSuite serves multinational clients and companies. So it's not just here in the Philippines, but also global. And so, of course, if there are demand, there's also a need for you to supply, and that supply means work for us, work for those who implement or deliver or have a knowledge and can implement NetSuite. So, diba, who would not want their business processes to be integrated and be done in one system, right? So, I mean, given as well the financial capacity of the business to invest on this software or technology, there's really a great opportunity. Second is the people. So I have great boss. We conduct like one-on-one mentoring weekly to align with the portfolio, what's happening with the portfolio, to discuss the gaps in the projects, to discuss as well how, if there are any configurations that is out of scope, what to do next. So I have a great boss. My colleagues are very skillful and fun to work with and to do projects with. And of course, third is the benefits are competitive.
Again, thank you so much, Miss Ivy. So yung thoughts ko lang dito, no? Kapag napamahal talaga tayo sa ating trabaho, and lalo na kapag maganda yung career growth and development opportunities. So parang iisipin na lang natin, no? Bakit pa ako aalis dito if ito na yung ideal workplace ko? So what about you, Biang?
Ayun na nga. So in regards to sa sinabi ni Miss Ivy na yung kaya siya napastay doon sa company is because of the people. So it's very important, no, Aris, and na yung makaka-work natin is parang sobrang healthy ng environment. Kasi pag healthy yung environment natin, mas magiging productive tayo sa ating work. And ayun, in relevance or products and services globally nga na-mention ni Miss Ivy kanina. So, and I guess, Aris, no, and it's important also na, like, for example, gaya sa akin, isa sa mga dream ko is mag-work sa isang multinational company kasi parang sobrang saya pag mag-explore ka or makapag-travel ka abroad dahil sa company nyo, sa work.
Yes, that's Biang. I also agree with that. So I want also to travel the world.
Okay, so on a scale of 1 to 10, Miss Ivy, how would you rate the working environment of your company, and 1 being the lowest and then 10 being the highest?
I would say 10. And it's because of the working environment. So having a good working environment is really important to me. I really recognize the collaborative efforts of team and how the bosses are being supportive of the people, and also having an open communication with my bosses as well. So as open as, you're free to discuss your desired career path, and of course the benefits attached to it. So for me, it's 10.
Thank you so much po for that, Miss I. And we have follow-up question po pala dun, Miss Ivy. Sabi po, yung follow-up question po namin is, what do you think po important po yung open communication po?
Yeah, open communication is very important on the perspective of the manager. So the manager has a background. Ano na ba ang kondisyon ng aking employee? Kumusta na ba siya? Is he or she exhausted already at the job? That's why she cannot perform well? Or is she going through something difficult? That's why she or he cannot deliver. And if the employee is being successful as a manager, I would like also to know what makes this employee successful in his or her performance, and so that I can also help other struggling employees with sharing with them the story of this successful employee. On the employee standpoint, it's very important to have an open communication for you also to have a gauge, or at least have a clear picture of what your manager what is the plan of your manager for you in terms of your career, and how can she or he be able to help you. And that is very, very important for your growth. For your growth, because we do understand that both of you and your manager has lots of work, and dami talagang trabaho, and that executive time that he spent with you or she spent with you is very, very important. And the goal is to have an open communication as well of your struggles, kasi sometimes because of their busyness, sorry, that is not the term, but because they are so occupied, ayan, sobrang busy nila, sometimes they thought that everything's just fine. You need to deliver, we need the output, we need the deliverable. It's because also they also have targets, they also have their goals in their level, right? So it's very important to remind your manager, hey boss, I know we have targets, but I'm already struggling to reach that out. Like, I have a family problem. Can I take a break for a little while so that I can reset my button? And when I come back, it this time stronger, fiercer, and malalagpasan ko pa yung goals. Diba? And right now, it's very important because, when the pandemic happens, a lot of people are working from home. And this is where the issue or the concern on mental health actually arises. And so being able to speak out your mind, what's on your mind, and communicate that to your boss, or you boss hearing that from your employee, and you even speaking out your mind to your higher boss, that is very, very helpful for effective collaboration, and it will also help both of you to be productive in all you do, because at the end of the day, hindi nyo na kailangang hula ano ba expected ng empleyado ko, ano ba expected sa akin ni manager. Hindi kailangang hula, because there is a clear communication regarding the expectations, regarding the benefits, regarding the performance, and so on and so forth.
It's nice to hear that, Miss Ivy, and especially no soon we will be working in a corporate world, and I think we can apply those words from you, and when it comes to open communication.
Ayan. So, I guess let's proceed, Miss Ivy, to our next question. And our next question will be, what are your tips and recommendations to our audience listening right now that is currently struggling in their degree program?
That is a very good question. You have to understand that struggles, challenges, trials are normal. They are part of our life. Okay, so I would say it is very important for you to know why you are struggling. What is the root of all the struggles or of all the challenges? It is because are you out of focus when you study? Is it because you are lacking discipline? Or you are lacking time management skills, or maybe you are financially struggled, so you're really having a hard time thinking or studying. So that's the first step. Step back and identify what is the cause of your struggles, or what are the causes of your struggles. Then, once it's clear, malinaw na sa'yo kung ano yung mga causes of your struggles, identify how you can overcome those challenges. So, it's really also important that you take down notes, no? So you have a visual somehow presentation of your struggles, and then your proposed solution, and for you also to identify if you are still the person who can solve the problem, or if you'll be needing someone else to help you. So in your degree program, so most likely that is related to your study, if you're really having a hard time to understand the concept, it's very, very advisable that you guys already call a friend or a buddy to help you on that. So, for example, you have advanced accounting, yan. And Aris, every time may exam, si Aris yung nagta-top notcher dyan. So, nowadays, hindi na pwede mahiyain. You approach Aris and ask him, you know what, Aris, I'm really having a hard time with the advanced accounting. I really cannot pass all the quizzes. Can you help me understand the concepts? Diba? You need to really be, confident in approaching and ask question, in approaching a person and ask question and ask for help. Then be shy, and then di mo na siya matutunan forever. Diba? So I know you guys, you have much confidence to ask questions and approach someone. Then if that's identified already, don't also be afraid to approach your professor. Sometimes we are so intimidated with our professor, but you know what, when you approach them, dun mo lang malalaman na, ay, mabait pala si ma'am, ay, mahinaon pala si ma'am, diba? So, and of course, pray. So there are struggles that are beyond our capacity to resolve. That is true. So just always remember, whatever struggle that is, whether personal or in your degree, sometimes mix of both. God is always with you, and He is in control of everything. So remember Him always. And when the time comes that you're so down, always go back to the reason why you are there at the very first place. Bakit ko nga ba kinuha tong degree na to, 'di ba? And nasa last sem ka na, Lord, bakit nga ba ako nag-accountancy, pambihira. Napakahirap ng mga departmentals. In fairness, last sem na, at saka mo na-realize. Just always go back to the reason why at the first place you chose accounting. And be thankful that you are still there. Not everyone who would like to pursue accounting are still in the accounting course, but you made it, you overcome it. So if you can do so sa mga previous years, you can also do, especially sa board exam.
All right. Thank you so much, Miss Ivy, for that inspiring advices or tips no para sa ating mga kabwataans. And I know din na a lot of students is struggling with their course. And kaya hashtag laban lang. And of course, no, don't forget din yung mga sinabi ng ating guest speaker na si Miss Ivy. Of course, para masurvive natin yung mala PBB eviction ng accountancy. All right, partner?
Ayun, tama nga naman yung sinabi ni Aris. And ayun nga, going back dun sa sinabi ni Miss Ivy na pag nahihirapan na tayo, kasi hindi natin maiiwasan yung may mga lessons na hindi tayo hindi natin mag-gets, 'di ba? So, instead na parang nahihirapan tayo sa sarili natin, why not itanong natin? Ayun nga, 'di ba? Walang masamang magtanong. Hindi lang kung hindi alam ng kaklase, di sa professor itanong, 'di ba? Wag lang talagang mahiya magtanong. And also, Miss Ivy, we also have follow-up question na naman in regard to this one, no? And yung question po is, what do you think po is the proposed solution, especially po when struggling with the time management po? Like example, mga working student po or a student leader po.
I do understand the feeling of the working student because I was one. I was one of the working students as well. It was really hard. Sometimes you will just cry because even though you would like to stay awake to finish a lesson, your body, parang your spirit is willing but your body isn't like that. So proposed solution is first is not all people can do that kind of extra efforts or extra thing in their time, and so I salute you. I really salute you. And at the same time, while everybody's just focusing on their study, you are actually gaining advantage because you are already acquiring skills in the corporate. Okay, so the proposed solution in time management is for you also to step back, list down your priorities. So, and sometimes it may require some sacrifices. What do I mean by that? Sometimes after ng departmental exams, everybody's happy, everybody's going to malls, singing video ganyan, but you still have to go to work. So sometimes it requires sacrifice, but remember that your sacrifice is not in vain. One day you'll realize why you have to sacrifice happiness while in college. You will reap your reward later on. But yeah, list down all your priorities, and then also include the rest. I know if you list down all the necessities and all the wants, you will identify paano mo siya ma-organize in a sense na hindi ka naman mawawalan ng rest or somehow celebration time when you deserve the celebration time, right? So just list down and decide on your priorities, organize on your schedule, and then accept that there will be sacrifices, but your sacrifices will be later on be rewarded. So rejoice in it.
Ayan, I could really relate sa sinabi mo po, Miss Ivy. Lalo na isa din ako working student and
Wow.
din po, like working student tapos may org din po. So sobrang nakaka-relate ako sa time management, sir. Miss Ivy.
Yeah, if I may add, some also of the offices are open with the working students. That's why we have working students. So it's also important that you have an open communication and expectation level setting with your bosses, so that your boss would know that at this point in time, midterm and finals, I will need a little break, much longer than the usual, because I have exams. They will understand it. They will be supportive of you. Yeah, it's also important that you communicate that, and also to your professor, just inform your professor as well of your what you're going through, because sometimes you just need someone to talk with na parang I'm so exhausted, I'm studying, and then I'm the breadwinner, and then I have assignments, and so on and so forth. Just communicate to your professor as well your struggle. I know the professors are also supportive of the students today who are working.
Ayan, I really love the statements no of Miss Ivy, and talaga namang mapapawaw ang ating mga GPAns or mga kabwataans others. And of course, follow-up questions lang po, Miss Ivy, no? Does your work interfere with your personal life? So how do you balance work and personal life?
How do I balance my work? That was a tough question. How do I balance my life and my work? As I mentioned a while ago, I was trying to think if it's really the balance thing. Balance is the right word. I think I will use more on having a priority. So I just got married last December 2022, and I'm very, very blessed that my husband is very much supportive of all the things that I'm doing. Like, I'm working, I'm also active at PICPA. I also have side hustles in some of the organizations and affiliations that we have in PICPA. And my husband is very, very supportive. He understood if I need to take rest and so on and so forth. But what I do is that I list down what I need to do. I prioritize them. And when I prioritize them, I also accept the fact that there are also some of the sacrifices that I need to do to be able to deliver at my priorities. And family time is very important to me. So let's say I'm kind of busy in a quarter. So May is my birth month. So I see to it that we have one gathering as a family, my father, my mother, my husband, and my siblings, together with my pamangkin. I see to it that we gather, because if you have to remember that you are also human. So tayo po ay tao lamang. If it's time for you to work, then give all time on working time. But if it's time for your personal time, like for your family, also focus on that one. Because at the end of the day, you also have this in your heart that there's more to life than the job that you have, than the career that you have. And you don't want to turn back. Lilingon ka and sasabihin mo, sayang, sana ginawa namin to, ay sayang, na-miss ko to, ganyan. I don't want to be that. So as much as possible, really, I list my priorities, I itemize them, based in order of importance and urgency, and then I see to it that if it's a family matter, I will not take it for granted because they're important to me.
Ayun. Thank you so much, Miss Ivy. And congratulations for a happy marriage. Also for balancing well yung work and yung personal life mo pa, Miss Ivy.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much, Miss Ivy. Okay, moving on for our next question. Would you consider that your job is worthy and fulfilling? If so, are you confident enough and happy in your current job?
To give further details on what I'm doing. So I'm a project manager. We implement Oracle NetSuite system. So that also includes being collaborative with our clients, with internal teams, to include also the sales team, and also their account manager, and of course the consulting team, the one who discuss business processes with the clients, and of course also the technical team. A lot of stakeholders, you see. And so one factor maybe that could satisfy me in doing my job is for us to be able to deliver this software in a satisfying manner to our clients and all the stakeholders. And if that is the basis, yes, for me, my job is worthy and fulfilling. Highlighting that the client is happy with the delivery services, and with that, being able to deliver what we have to implement, and the client giving us, a positive feedback and CSATs. At the same time, you're good in good relationship with your internal teams. That would for me is worthy and fulfilling, and so I am happy with my current job.
Ayan, it's nice to know that, Miss Ivy. Thank you so much po pala doon sa pag-answer ng aming question. And ayun nga, it is very, very important na you satisfy the needs ng clients nga natin. And I guess, let's proceed, Miss Ivy, to our next question. So, yung aming next question po is, can you share some remarkable experience po that you fulfill as you work in your current company? And how about po sa not so good experience po, if any? How did you overcome it po?
The remarkable experiences, as I mentioned, includes being able to finish the ERP implementation earlier than the expected timeline or on the set timeline. And of course, the client giving us positive feedback. Also remarkable is when the client complain, and at the end of the day, they will still give you a perfect survey score because you have provided what they require at the end of the day. So that's for the remarkable experience. On the difficulty, it's challenging when you would encounter difficult clients. So because they invested in the product, they invested in your services, of course, they have expectations, right? And so I already level set to myself that it is part of the job. Because you are managing lots of stakeholders, and not all stakeholders are easy to deal with. And sometimes these complaints, if you encounter a very, very difficult client, the complaints becomes escalations. And I identify the reason for those complaints. It's really important as well that, the first thing that I do is identify what's the reason why we have escalations, why we have complaints. And I also identify who are the people involved. Was it because of the delivery of a session? What was it because of the discussion of a particular scope that is not in the agreement, and so on and so forth? And also, we identify who can help us resolve the concern. Is it the technical team? Is it the sales team? Or is it still the consulting team? And with that, I do a lot of alignment. So I identify the problem. I identify the people who should be involved in resolving the problem, and we have internal alignment. So we do the internal alignment to discuss the next steps. Okay, and that next steps is very, very important because it includes our team resolving the issue of the client complaint. So it's really, being collaborative with your internal team, and at the same time also being collaborative with your boss, so that as well the management have the visibility of what's happening. And at the end of the day, if you struggle and like that, sometimes when you find difficult people, sometimes their concern is not on the project, but it's on the people too. But you have to remember that you need to resolve issues and concerns objectively. Okay. And any escalations or complaints that you encounter in the office or in the project does not define you as a person. So you really have to stay calm and really objectively resolve the issues. And then at the same time, be not negatively affected about it. And also be the encourager of your team. And sometimes if it's your team being escalated, of course, you need to encourage them that, yeah, we can resolve this. We just need to know really the concerns. Yep.
All right. Thank you so much, Miss Ivy. And talaga namang mapapawaw ka sa mga insights and experience ng ating guest speaker for today's Balitaktakan. And yung remarkable experience talaga, yung giving a client or giving a good feedback from the client. And of course, it is a way din para maging successful or maging satisfied tayo sa ating workplace. All right, partner?
Thank you so much, Miss Ivy. Now let's proceed to our next question. And the next question will be, if you were given a chance to discuss your current job and persuade our listeners, would you take the opportunity to convince them to explore and experience the best things in your current company? If yes, why?
Yes. My answer to that is yes. Project management for me is fun, though challenging at times. I do believe wala namang hindi challenging na job. So, as project manager, I handle various clients with diversified level of complexities and also manage lots of stakeholders. As I mentioned a while ago, the sales team, your manager, your boss manager, the consulting team, the technical team. There are lots of people that you really deal with. And so that means there are also lots of opportunity to learn from these people and also grow and expand your network at the same time.
Ayan, thank you so much, Miss Ivy. And of course, your inspiring experience and statements ay yung magiging motivation ng ating mga JPANs, non-JPANs or listeners out there para malagpasan nila yung struggles nila while studying. And even in the near future, I'm hoping na someday they explore and experience the best things in your company.
Ayan, totoo nga naman. And tama nga naman yung sinabi ni Ari. And also, ayun nga, sa company niyo po, Miss Ivy, so parang sobrang exciting niya i-explore, lalo na hindi siya ganun ka-common na dito sa atin in regards to sa field natin, diba? Hindi pa siya ganun ka-common.
Ayan, thank you so much, partner and Miss Ivy. For our next question, as professional, how did your company help you grow holistically?
My company gives me relevant experience to accounting/IT industry. So because the company also advocates for or on continuous learning, there are really lots of opportunities to acquire new skills, particularly on the technology side. So that is very important as part of my professional development and of course, personal development.
Ayan, thank you so much, Miss Ivy. So for me naman, yung thoughts ko lang dito, in addition lang sa sinabi ng ating guest speaker, teamworks talaga yung best alternatives para maging successful yung isang company, like unite every department to work together, and napakalaking factor talaga nito. And of course, I also love the statements and insight nga na sinabi ni Miss Ivy. And to our listeners out there, hoping na you learn and inspired a lot.
Ayan, tama ka dyan, Aris. So, for sure naman, no, na talagang na-inspired yung ating mga listeners dyan. And alam ko, they're excited na i-explore yung company nila, Miss Ivy, lalo na doon sa mga sinabi niya, how she grow holistically doon sa company nila. And I guess let's move forward, Miss Ivy, to the last question that we have for you. We have prepared for you. So this will be the last question. So it states here that, can you tell us, Miss Ivy, some important or major lessons that you think are beneficial to our dearest listeners?
All right, so there is no easy job. So it becomes easy in form, though difficult in substance. It becomes easy when you are already having fun doing it. And most of the time, you enjoy and having fun doing it when you felt that you are contributing something to the company. And that happens usually when you resolve issues, concerns, and successfully overcame any challenges together with your teammates. So pray and think through the job you would like to pursue. Understand now that you need to continue to learn to be able to deliver what is required of you. And if you are struggling, remember you are not alone. You have colleagues or managers who can help you. Just don't be shy to approach them and start an open communication. And of course, it's very important that excel in what you are doing and do it all for the glory of God.
Ayan, thank you so much, Miss Ivy. And totoo nga, tama nga na walang easy job kasi just like po sa experience ko kasi ayun nga isa akong working student and dun sa namin sa ng work namin hindi talaga siya easy lalo na sa customer service siya and ayun sobrang kailangan lang natin isipin na hindi tayo nag-iisa, just like sa sinabi ni Miss Ivy na meron tayong mga colleagues na nakaka-experience din pala ng same situation na na-i-experience din. And isipin na lang natin na maraming naniniwala sa kakayahan natin and parang lang siya, yung mga struggles na yun is lilipas din and dahil doon sa struggles na yun is mas mag-i-improve pa tayo sa work na magiging reason para mag-excel tayo sa ating mga kanya-kanyang field ng works.
That's right, partner. And of course, thank you so much, Miss Ivy, for answering those questions. And I hope na your statements, inspiring statements, ay patuloy na mamamalagi sa puso at isipan ng ating mga JPAns, kabataan or listeners out there.
Thank you so much, Miss Ivy, for answering those questions. But wait, there's more. Akala nyo guys, tapos na tayo, pero hindi pa. Ayan, partner, would you mind introducing to Miss Ivy and to our listeners the newest and exciting fun segment for this year's Balitaktakan?
Of course, Biang, and to our listeners out there or Ka-BWTA-ans, this is our next part and the pleasure is mine. So here's the catch. To sum it all up, we prepared something for you. And in this segment, we will call it 𝐷WTA, the Fast Talk.
Alright, we will be giving you two options, Miss Ivy, or questions that you need to answer simultaneously. And also, you will be given 2 minutes to answer for this segment.
Alright, here we go. And by the way, partner, alternate tayo dito para may thrill naman. So, I'm gonna start now. Miss Ivy, are you now ready?
Yes, I am ready.
Alright, so our timer starts now. Soft skills or technical skills?
Technical skills.
Audit or tax?
Tax.
Public or private?
Private.
Passion or practicality?
Passion.
Individual or team?
Team.
Manual or automatic?
Automatic.
Principal or money?
Principal.
Efficient or effective?
Efficient.
Authoritative or democratic?
Democratic.
Doing the right things or doing the things right?
Doing the right things.
Best asset of your company?
It's people.
What's the greatest bit of advice a parent or a mentor has given you?
Excel and get things done.
If you won the lottery of 1 million, how would you spend it?
10% on tithes and the rest is on family and personal.
Alright, in one word, how would you describe your experience in your company?
Wonderful.
What praise would you like to tell to yourself? To your younger
Good job.
self?
Good job.
Give us one reason why our listeners should apply to your company.
You'll experience satisfaction in working environment. People are great.
Alright, last question na for you, Miss Ivy. Career or love life?
Love life.
Oh my God. Alright, thank you so much, Miss Ivy. Siguro for me, I'm gonna choose career because I believe that love can wait. Pero, of course, I also agree with you, Miss Ivy.
Ayan, thank you so much, Miss Ivy, for accepting our challenge to do Fast Talk. And also, we had so much fun and we were able to capture many lessons to keep in today's episode.
Alright, I couldn't agree more with that, Biang. And I hope to our guest speaker, Miss Ivy, you also had fun in our Balitaktakan. And of course, if you have anything to promote for, the virtual floor is yours. Miss Ivy.
Yeah, for those Thank you very much, Aris and Bia. I really enjoyed our podcast for today. So, for those who would like to pursue the career in ERP implementation as a project manager, functional consultants, you may, of course, apply to Oracle NetSuite. But I would like also to promote the Philippine Institute of Certified Public Accountants, the PICPA. It's an organization for the CPAs, and I know you'll be future CPAs. And you know what? We also have this committee called for PICPA Eastern Metro Manila chapter and other chapters as well. We have this student participation committee. This is where we would like to support the future CPAs in terms of providing you guys like a speakership on the topics, particularly on accounting, whether technical or soft skills. Just let us know, just reach out. I know you have a contact of our secretariat. Just feel free to approach and let us know how we can help you and support you on that. And after you have become CPAs, I hope to see you in PICPA, and I'm excited that you'll be the member of this prestigious organization in our profession. Thank you very much.
Ayan, thank you so much for that, Miss Ivy. And also, any last message po to our dearest listeners or kabataan, Miss Ivy?
Whatever you do it all for the glory of God. At the end of the day, all of these things are coming from the Lord, and so we ought to give Him the honor of all that we do. I know there are much challenges that you may be encountering right now, but do know that these things too shall pass. So, once you have overcame those challenges and you receive the reward, you'll just say, buti na lang hindi ako sumuko. So just strive, learn. Whether you fail or you pass, learn from it, and then move forward and go for the goal.
Ayan, maraming salamat Miss Ivy, and of course sana maraming natutunan or key takeaways ang ating mga listeners or kabataan dyan.
Once again, maraming salamat po sa pagpa-unlock ng aming invitasyon, Miss Ivy. It was a great experience po to be with you here in our third year of Balitaktan with the accountants.
Thank you very much, Aris. Thank you very much, Bang, and the NFJP. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Miss Ivy.
Thank you po. Once again, maraming salamat po sa pagpa-unlock ng aming session, Miss Ivy. It was a great experience po to be with you here in our third year of Balitaktakan with the accountants.
You know, Biang, it's really nice to talk about the things like this, and ang dami nga nating natutunan for the first episodes. And for my key takeaways naman for this episodes, like yung technology has a big impact sa ating bilang accountant. Of course, yung paggamit ng mga accounting softwares. And of course, if you're going to apply in auditing firms, so kailangan mo magkaroon ng knowledge about different social media platforms para madali mong ma-browse yung different social media platforms. And of course, it's very important then to satisfy the needs of our customers. And yung tumatak talaga sa akin yung mga unforgettable, inspiring message and experience ng ating guest speakers for today's Balitaktakan. So what about you, Biang?
Ayan. So for me naman, my key takeaways for that, for this talk right now, or for from our speaker, which is si Miss Ivy nga. So sabi nga kanina, there's no easy job, and easy na form but not in substance. Ayun nga, sobrang nakaka-relate ako doon. Like, kasi nga, di ba, working student ako. And sa customer service industry, wala talagang like madali. Lalo na pag yung makakausap mo na customer ay medyo, medyo mahirap siyang kausap, ganun. And also, easy, pag madali ka, mas masaya. Ay, pag yung madali na bagay is nagiging masaya siya pag ginagawa natin, di ba? And we have to, like, doon dahil tayong mga experiences natin sa ginagawa natin sa work, we can contribute something sa ating field, sa ating work, and parang pag may nare-resolve kang something, na-overcome mo yung challenges, ganyan, sobrang fulfilling niya, and parang, uy, parang malulook back mo sa sarili mo na, hala, dati hindi ko to siya nagagawa. Pero ngayon, parang kaya mo na sa sarili mo i-overcome yung mga challenges na yun kasi na-overcome mo na siya before. And also, we have to understand that we need to learn to be able to deliver. And also, in addition to that, Aris, no, na if you're struggling, don't be shy to approach. Ayun nga, for example, gaya ulit sa akin sa work. Nung baguhan pa lang ako sa work, sobrang nagsistruggle ako lalo na sa mga tools na ginagamit namin. Kasi 'di ba, yung kausap namin over the lang and maraming tools na ginagamit, pull up their records, ganyan. And sobrang dati, siguro naumay na sa akin yung mga managers namin kasi palagi akong tanong sa bagay na to. Ay nga, dapat maging lesson siya sa atin, hindi lang sa work, pati sa school na pag nahihirapan tayo, huwag tayong mahihiyang magtanong kasi ma-apply natin siya sa buhay natin kahit sa everyday life natin. And lastly, we have to do it all for with the glory of God kasi ayun nga, parang i-glorify natin si Lord dahil siya yung hindi naman natin maglahat ng mga bagay na gusto natin gawin or mga ginagawa natin sa buhay without Him, Aris. And that's all for my takeaways for this episode, Aris.
I agree with that, Biang. Second episode pa lang ito, but we already learn and gain a lot of insights. Actually, I still have a lot of questions to ask and topics to discuss. And I'm sure our Ka-BWTA-ans are also do. But as much as we want to, it's now the time to bid our goodbyes and wrap up this episode.
Ayan, tama ka dyan, partner. But let's save all of that na lang susunod nating balitaktakan. And for now, Ka-BWTA-ans, we hope that you had a great time tuning with us. And tulad sa ating first episode, wala munang bababa sa ating bus dahil hindi pa dito nagtatapos ang ating biyahe. And we have prepared a lot of stuffs for you.
Having said that, Ka-BWTA-ans, see you on our next Balitaktakan. Brought to you by NFJPA NCR. This is Aris Sanchez, your brilliant cutie podcaster from MBC JPA.
And this is Biang, your energetic talakaran podcaster of MBC JPA. We are now signing off.
Bye.